This girl spent 800,000 RMB in just 1 year to get 20 plastic surgeries. When she appeared on the reality show with her mom broke down crying, begging her to stop. But the girl, she just sat there and smiling. Everyone on set was shocked and kind of disturbed by how calm she looked. Then she explained she was actually really sad inside, but she couldn't show it because she had gotten a smile lip surgery. Her mouth was literally stuck in a permanent smile. Hi guys, I'm June. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a cosmetic surgery trend that's been blowing up in both China and Korea over the past few years. Smile lips. Let's talk about what smile lips actually are. In simple terms, it's a cosmetic procedure that lifts the corner of your mouth slightly upward, making it look like you're always smiling, even when your face is relaxed, zoning out, or even mad. People's first impression of you becomes, oh, she looks nice, or she must be easy to get along with. This trend originally took off in South Korea and is called corner lip lift. According to Korean beauty standards, the ideal lips should check these three boxes. 1. The upper and lower lips should have a 1 to 1.5 ratio, with the bottom lip slightly fuller. This gives a more 3D natural look. 2. There should be a visible cupid's bow, making your lips look youthful, sexy, and cute. 3. And most importantly, the corners of your mouth should naturally curve up, as if you are subtly smiling all the time. Here's how the procedure works. Surgeons make a small incision near the corners of your lips, remove some muscle and fat, and stitch the corners upwards at a lifted angle. It only takes about 30 to 55 minutes, but since it involves key facial muscles, especially the ones that control expressions, so some people end up with super unnatural looking results. That's why you'll sometimes see people whose mouth corners are always upturned no matter what mood they're in. Let me show you a famous example. This is a Chinese actress, Angelababy, in an intense emotional scene. She had just been whipped in the story. She's clearly in pain, her eyes are full of sadness and helplessness, and tears are running. But you can notice her mouth still smiling. It creates this weird contrast. She's suffering but looks like she's smiling. In another show, her characters get humiliated and stood up. Her eyes look hurt, and her whole face says she's sad, except for the mouth, which still has that slight smile. This happens a lot in her performances, and it's not the plot or acting that's throwing people off. It's that no matter what emotion she's portraying, her mouth never stops smiling. That's the so-called smile lips. It's led to a bunch of jokes and confusion online. Is she always trying not to laugh? Why does she look like she's smiling while crying? Her face cannot do sad anymore. The mouth corner is still in the scene. And honestly, the confusion makes sense. If you cover the lower half of her face and just look at her eyes, she does look heartbroken. But once you uncover her mouth, the emotion falls apart. Her upper face is crying, and the lower face is smiling. So why is the smile lip surgery becoming so popular? Let's break it down. First is the changing beauty trends. In Asia, especially in China or Korea, there's a growing preference for soft, gentle, non-threatening faces. Think cute, sweet, approachable. And smile lips fit that trend perfectly. People with naturally upturned lips look more cheerful, kind, and easier to talk to compared to those with flat or downturned mouths. Especially when taking selfies or filming videos, smile lips give your face a kind, warm vibe, even when you are not actually smiling. That's why almost every photo apps these days comes with the default filters that leads to mouth corners. Here I've got one installed. First, I choose the picture that I got bored. Then I push the face rebuild button and choose the lips button and click the smile button. The second, the psychology of first impressions. Psychology studies show that when we meet someone new, it only takes zero point 0.1 seconds to form a first impression, and facial impression is one of the most powerful cues. According to the research from the American Psychological Association, facial impression makes up over 55% of how we judge someone at first glance. Way more than clothes, body language, or what they say. Humans have evolved to read faces instantly. Furrowed brows, we think stress or hostility. Upturned lips, friendly and confident. Downturned lips, tired, unfriendly, or just not in the mood. And based on that snap judgment, we decide whether or not we want to talk to, trust, or even work with someone. That's why so many jobs in sales, hospitality, or airlines care so much about your friendly resting face. Some companies even teach new employees how to trim their mouth corners. The third, media and celebrity influence. Back to Angelababy, there is a pattern in K-dramas and C-dramas. People with smiley mouths often play sweet female leads, cheerful girls next door, or bubbly types. And people with droppy mouths usually get cast as villains, cold bosses, or mean side characters. That consistent casting reinforces this idea that lip shape equal to personality, and over time, it shapes how audience see beauty. But there's a downside if an actor's mouth is always smiling. Even during a crying or angry scene, it breaks the emotional illusion. The audience disconnects thinking, why are they smiling during the serious moment? So it's not necessarily bad acting, it's that the mouth can no longer express negative emotions. Even if the tears are real, if the mouth is stuck smiling, it ruins the mood. Even though smile lips surgery is becoming super common, it's definitely not risk-free. A lot of people end up with crooked mouths, bad scars, or an overall unnatural look. What started as an attempt to look friendly and cute sometimes ends up looking like the Joker. So definitely think twice before getting it done. Because smile lips aren't just about your lips. It's this whole mix of cultural, beauty standards, visual impressions, psychology, and social strategy. Sure, it can make you seem more likable in daily life. But in film or acting, where you need a full range of emotions, it might hold you back. There is nothing wrong with wanting to look beautiful, but when everyone's chasing the same kind of beauty, it starts to feel soulless. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.